Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play LSD. I'm your host CPC Gamer, and in our last episode, Unrelenting Horror! Except it only lasted maybe 15 seconds before ending, so I guess it's kinda sorta there, but lazy horror! In this voice for some reason! I'm not doing that. That's kind of annoying. What is going on with this background music? Huh. Well, this is new. Kinda. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know. The last episode was yesterday for me, alright? I've slept since then. Everything I did has fallen out of my head and into a big heap on the floor with all my university lectures. But hey, you want obscure cheat codes for old consoles? I'm your man for that. RF8A-A6T2. Yeah. And if you know what that is, then congratulations, you're actually probably me watching this back in post-production. Or when you're old and grey and you've got the memory loss and you found this funny guy on YouTube, you just want to watch him forever for some reason. Except for times like now when he's getting pretty morbid. What on earth is up with that, Andy? Seriously. I have to say, though, it really is baffling to me how much I know about inconsequential junk from my childhood, but I can't tell you 90% of what I did to get my degree. Because I have a degree. I can put letters after my name if I want to. I don't, because it makes me look like the kind of jumped-up twerp who puts letters after his name, but I absolutely could if I wanted. Along the same sort of track, I have a friend who wants to learn a second language as of late, and she's looking for a learning partner, you know, just somebody to learn alongside her and to quiz her and whatnot. Where on earth am I going? Whatever. So, yeah, I'm game to learn another language. I would love to do that, and add another language to my impressive bow of one. But I'm beyond the age where that sort of thing sticks with any degree of ease, and unless I use a skill every single day, which I probably won't, it will just fall out of my head after about a week of misuse. And, I mean, that's pretty sad, really. Okay, do you do anything mysterious, lantern to my left? Aside from house the ghost of a drowning man on the second night of Fatal Frame? And do you see what I mean about just knowing junk? Though, to be fair, I can be forgiven here because I love Fatal Frame so much. I mean, I think I mentioned it while I was LPing it. The first one, anyways. Fatal Frame 1 is the only game I can think of that legitimately scares me. I mean, it doesn't startle with jump scares or whatever, it legitimately drives fear into my soul. And where are these Tengu? That was not a horrible segue mid-sentence. Shut up. What I didn't mention, though, is Fatal Frame holds the somewhat dubious honour of being the only game that I have stopped playing because I was afraid to push on. Like, it's weird, because usually I stop playing a game because I don't want it to end. Like, I'll save before the final boss door in an RPG or whatever. Because if I kill the boss, then, you know, the adventure's over, and Fran, and Celeste, and Tifa, and all this, they just cease to exist, you know? Except for all the terrible movies and sequels later on. Anyway, Fatal Frame, no, I was just too scared to keep going. Not so much the second or third one. And I know I promised the third Fatal Frame title about 400 subscribers ago. It's planned out. I have 50 pages of notes on my desk relating to it. I just need to work up the energy to do it. It's in one of my several piles of video games. Let's see, I've got one pile for games that I want to LP and probably will, pile for games I want to LP probably won't, games I want to play, and a fourth pile of games just for every iteration of Silent Hill 2. I found one I didn't have at Comic-Con, and I went, do I really need a sixth copy of this game? And you know what? I absolutely did. It's kind of my catcher in the rye thing, you know? Okay. You gonna do anything? No, you are not. Oh, but I do recognize this music. And now this is that awkward bit where my brain sort of recalibrates because I just finished the topic at hand and I can't talk about a new map. I'm going to go and see that figure thing that's over here in the corner and wonder aloud if it was always there. Don't mind this loud squeaky sound. I know I do, because it means work in post-production. Okay, in one, like a plaster. And that was that. What's this green border thing about? Kind of a cute touch. Makes it look like we're in a board game board. And this is the... I don't know if it has a name, but the bit of cloth where it overlaps from the underneath and it holds everything together. No. I'm sure it has a name. It's like Flugelbinder. I know what it is, but I can't tell you necessarily. Hello. This is not where I want to be after the last time that I was here. Is this bar always here? I don't know. Oh, this reminds me. In talking about stripping down the game disc and browsing the assets, the flying through the neon towers cutscene, the one you see when you look at the body in the dumpster, there are 2 copies of that on the disc. Identical copies beside one another. And that's a bit weird. What on earth is that? Oh, I know what that is. That's the beheaded woman. Let's go say hi, why not? Hi, why not? Hi? Question marks? You gonna do anything there? Anything at all? Yes? No? I guess you aren't. Okay, let's go and do something else. Is that? Alright, lady, why is there another one of you? And did you do anything? Whoa! Alright. Oh, hey! Down the road. Approaching you can do absolutely nothing but end well. Is that other one still there? No idea. Yeah, this is weird. I think I'm just gonna keep charging at her, though maybe the car's gonna spawn and... Okay. And you lock my controls. Does she always fall down like that? Because that's... kinda messed up. Nope. .swf. Why is that the first file type I think of? Okay, I'm just gonna run and keep running and then never stop running until I get out of this stupid map. Thankfully, the natural world is directly ahead of the castle, so I don't really need to think about what I'm doing. I can just hold down button. Okay, right, where was I? Natural world, that guy. Anyways, yes, there are 2 copies of the Neon Tower side by side on the game disc. And to me, this means 2 things. One of 2 things. There's a second way to access that video, and the game's not made very well. Or, there's meant to be a second cutscene, but they made a mistake and didn't put it on the CD because the game isn't actually made all that very well. Is that a bird? I do believe it is. Speaking of games being made well, and marvel at how everything is interconnected here, Fatal Frame 3 is absolutely brilliant. There are very clever ghosts in there, some you would never expect to find or ever find unless you specifically hunted for them. And there is also specific stuff in there designed to screw with people who have an understanding of game theory. It's also basically Silent Hill 4 if Silent Hill 4 didn't suck out of control. But that's a talk for another day, I think. Possibly a day when I come to play the game. I'm going to tease a lion. What I will say, as a parting thing, I do research for my LPs, at least where I can, and of the 50-some pages of notes I have for Fatal Frame 3, about half of that is notes regarding people's names and Japanese traditions, links within... Hey, there it is! Nice waving at me action, dude. Jeez. But yeah, it's got all these names and traditions and links within the canon. It is so good and so well made. I think I'm going to have another go. We're only 10 minutes in. Because the last time I said that, I'm pretty sure I ended up with a bumper episode that was a pain in the ass to edit. Somehow. I don't know. Oh, we're back in the pagoda? No, this is not the pagoda at all. This is the house. But I have a veritable shopping list of things to do here. Or 2 things. I go shopping for 2 things all the time. It's terribly inefficient. Last time I came here, I saw the dying girl in this last room. She was flickering in and out of being textured. And I want to see if that continues to happen, or if I was going mad, as one is wont to do having played this game for as long as I have. Oh. Well, crackles. I guess I'll go find something else to do. By which I apparently mean Link on the wall behind me like a champ. I'm good at spatial awareness, and I totally didn't walk into a door the last time I went to the stationery shop. It's not my fault the damn thing refuses to open to anyone without a soul. I'm going to link with this back wall, because it seems much more interesting than doing it at the other end, where something is actually scripted to happen, you know? Takes me to the roof? Okay, so, while I'm here, there are a couple of Japanese tropes that bother me, and I don't understand them. And one of them is meeting on the roof of a building, usually your school or something. You know, you meet with your girlfriend, confess something to your bro, you wait for the rest of your team, and then you die before they arrive, and then much later show up as a stupid boss in a stupid expansion pack that needn't exist. Thank you very fracking much, Persona 3. But what is up with that? I never, ever had the urge to go onto the roof of my school. I've been on the roof of my school. There is nothing there but, like, disappointment and air vents. It wasn't much more interesting to go to the staff room, to be honest with you. I went there too. And wouldn't you know it, just a room. Whoa. Hello there, crazy blood-stained floor. I sure hope I didn't accidentally murder anyone in here and then forget to clean it up. Why is that the first place I go? That's kind of messed up. Carrie, Moss. First scene from Carrie. That's even worse. Moving on! Like, yeah, when I was in high school, I worked as a teacher for the summer school they had going on. Basically, they gave me the keys to the school and I could go wherever I wanted. All the places you were told you weren't allowed to go, and you built them up to be a bastion of wealth or sapphic paradise, depending on how you want to think about it, they were just rooms. Rooms with stuff in them. Kinda boring, really. Okay, not ramming into the wall. I'm good at this. And see what's behind door number Spork. Nothing. Am I on the right floor? I'm pretty sure that I am. Huh. That is quite bizarre. 2 in a row. Seriously. Nice work, Magellan. It's one of the few song-based jokes I remember from my childhood, actually. The Animaniacs had this one song about Magellan, how he'd find the East Indies, he just didn't know where. And the final line is, you'll find the East Indies were just over there. And I think it's very clever how they sort of mix it up like that. What the heck? I do appear to have found yet another static linking point locating at the end of the house. Madness! Still no woman in the bedroom, though. Just like in real life. I'm so alone. And you know what isn't helping this mood? I tend to have music in my head all the time, right? And as of late, it's not been the best. Personally, I blame the radio. Like, it is gloriously sunny outside, and here the guys all, do you know what we need to play? Break up music and then that's all he plays, and I get sad. So I think I've discovered a permanent link. But I think I'm done screwing around right now, so I'm going to find something else. Anyways, yes, as I say, it's sunny, at least when I record this. I do LSD a bit differently to everything else. Happily don't take that out of context, please. And I can't read you, Mr. Green Book. Go away. The way I usually do my LPs, I record them until the series is complete, render them across a couple days and upload them as they're ready. With LSD, I record it, process it, do all the sound tweaks and stuff. Then I have to wait forever to get the dreams I can't read translated. Thank you for waking me up, game. You really don't want to reveal my secrets now, do you? So I'm not going to tell them. So until next time, goodbye.